What up YouTube, Steve from TeamPurplePanda, and today I want to show you my 6 Samurai deck. This is the 6 Samurai deck that I'm going to play next format. I made a video back then about how like every single meta there's going to be a tier 1 deck, and this 6 Sam deck I believe will be one of the many top tier deck that's going to happen next format. So after Storm of Ragnarok and after the March from Ban list. I actually have two main deck. This is my main deck right now. It's my 19 Fusion deck that I've been playing and winning everything with. I'm bringing it to the regional, but I'll make a separate video to talk about that. But this one's gonna be my 6 Sam deck, and this is gonna be a two-part video. The reason why, because I have so much stuff to say about 6 Samurai. So quick history: I actually started to play Yu-Gi-Oh with 6 Sam deck. 6 Sam is like my original deck. It's like the core. It's what taught me everything about Yu-Gi-Oh. I believe it's a very good deck, but also believe that it has many flaws. And yeah, that's that. Also, I've also honestly believe that 6 Sam takes skills to play. There are very specific key cards in 6 Sam that if you know to play well, you can actually win many games. Now I'll just talk about that in the second video. So a little bit more history about me. In a lot of my videos talk about, hey, I just came back from Sword, blah blah Sword, and people ask me like, what do you mean? Well, this is what I mean. A little Lee Bio 101. I've been doing Sword, Japanese sword art for quite a while. I'm doing SKD right now, and I've been doing that for 2 years. And I also do Kendo, and Kendo I've been doing Kendo for quite a few years. And also did Iaido, and also I am a member of ARMA for about 4 years now. So I've been involved with blade art and whatnot, mainly Japanese sword art for a good chunk of my life, and I am enamored about everything samurai related. I'm such a freaking nerd, I know. And I actually saw 6 Sam cards one day, and I'm like, wow, I have to play this game. And my brother has been playing this to say, hey, yeah, you can play Yu-Gi-Oh with us. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I spent money and got myself 3 Grandmasters of 6 Samurai, and these are the same exact Grandmasters of 6 Samurai that I have invested my money in. They're very special to me because they're actually the first Yu-Gi-Oh cards I have ever bought in my entire life. It's the first investment, if you will, into Yu-Gi-Oh, and they just mean so much to me. They're super, they're not even secret, but I will not trade them for secrets. It's just very personal. These 3 cards right here. This is my favorite card, well, one of my favorite cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh game. So anyway, that's my little history of Yu-Gi-Oh. So if you're one of those guys that start playing Yu-Gi-Oh and your first deck 6 Samurai, leave your comment below and say, hey, me too, you know, that'd be kind of cool. It's like a little 6 Sam nerdy fan club. Okay, that's that. So I'm gonna talk about a little about the deck before anything else. It's a very strong deck. It's a very strong deck. It is very explosive. My God, it's very explosive. You can gain advantage quickly during early game. You can gain advantage quickly during mid game. End game, you can make pretty fat comebacks. But mainly, it's your mid game and beginning game, early game that really just wins you that game. It has very good swarming and OTK factor, and simultaneously it also have a very strong defensive control factor. So that's that. Now even the deck that powerful, 6 Sam is not without its flaws, and I will actually go into more details about like OTK and this and that in the second video. So I really hope you guys watch that as well. This one is going to go through the deck list real quick to show you guys what I come up with. Again, this deck list is exactly how I like to play it, and it's tailored to my play style. But more importantly, I come up with this by examining the Japanese meta, and you know, examining how Japanese people play and whatnot, and also relating that to TCG, the current meta we have and whatnot, and you know, did some trimming, some adding, and throwing my own flair, and this is what I come up with. So just keep in mind, this is something that is very personalized to my playstyle. So yeah, let's rock and roll. So to start with, 3 Grandmaster of 6 Samurai, the originals, which makes me very happy. Okay. Also, we're gonna run 3 Kizan. Kizan is super cool in this deck. It simply brings out the OTK factor, and I'll go into more details about how to play Kizan and whatnot, and an effective way to play Kizan. So definitely 3 Kizan. We're gonna run 3 Kageki. Kageki is great because it is like a what is it? Marauding Captain with 2k wall. So it's 2k defense, and when you summon it can use 15, so 17 beat stick. 2k defense, 17 beat stick. Excuse me, Marauding Captain. So it's really good. I like this card quite immensely. Now we're gonna have 3 Kagemusha. Kagemusha is really cool because it's like it's like the long-waited tuner the 6 Samurai needed, and it's finally here. It's a 2-star tuner that basically I can transfer a bombless effect to him instead. So if I summon him and summon something else and then bombless, I can transfer the destruction to him. It's super cool. Not to mention that it's a 2-star tuner that have 18 defense and 6 Samurai. So it's searchable through gateways and smoke signal, and also him plus him equals to him. So it's really fun to play with, and not to mention it allows me to bring out 7 stars and 6 stars with Grandmaster or Kizan and whatnot. So it's just really cool, and 3 of him is the best. Now some personal flair. I like to run 1 spirit and 1 hand. I like hand more so than the new 6 Sam hand, like younger version of it. Don't ask me why, it's just personal preference. The spirit, it's definitely something I throw in because I love spirits so much. I believe in the current American meta, spirit is such a good plus because if I equip this to any of my 6 Sam monsters, I can easily gain pluses off of that, because by destroying anything I can draw 1. And not to mention, these 2 cards let me abuse double-edged sword technique quite effectively and to many extents. So I like spirits a lot, and it's one of those cards that you really have to learn how to play in order to be effective. So 1 spirit and 1 hand. So these are my personal flares that I throw into the monster lineup, and there are only 14 monsters in this deck. So moving on to spell. So to begin, we have staples, Monster Reborn, we have Dark Hole, so pretty staple stuff. Moving on, we have Rhoda and 3 Xian Smoke Signals. So even with 14 monster, it's still very consistent because you essentially have like 4 Rhoda, technically, so you can search like mad to anything you need. And not to mention you have your gateway to search out for more monsters and recycle monsters from your graveyard. Excuse me. So 14 is more than enough. So yeah, definitely these add consistency to the deck like no one's business. It's really good. Yeah. 1 MST. A lot of Japanese decks they run 2 MST, and I run 1. The reason why is because in Japanese meta, if you look the way they play, they don't do what we do here. They don't set everything turn 1. They actually play very conservatively, even if they don't have a heavy storm. So because of that, 2 MST is very good. Because here people have to set everything, blind MST is just a bad play no matter what circumstances it is. So I actually took out 1 MST and replaced it with 1 trap stun, and I think that suits our meta much better. So 1 MST is good enough. 3 gateway. I'm not gonna stress how broken this card is. It's just so good. There's just so much loops that can happen with this cards, maybe with spirit, double edge, just craziness. So this is the brokenness of the deck right here. 3 gateways. 3 united, the draw power of deck. These combos really well with Reckless Greed in the original Six Samurai, but with the new Six Samurai, you don't really need Reckless Greed. But these two are very good. It turns into what's the word here? Pot of Greeds easily. We have 2 Book of Moon staples, and we have 1 Giant Grenade, which is really important in this deck because of the OTK factor. And finally, we have 1 Sword for Brilliant Light. This card is actually very good in this deck. It's like one of the craziest, coolest decks because this protects my monsters for the 3 turns. And so first of all, it protects my monsters for 3 turns. Second of all, it allows me to stall so I can get like the perfect OTK combo if I really want to go that way. But finally, I think most importantly, it taunts out MST. So if they choose MST this card to do damage to me, then that means they lose 1 MST, so they can't hit my gateway. So it very important. It taunts out MST, and that's why I run this card. It protects my gateway and also protects me. So it's like a plus 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 plus. Awesome. It's never a dead draw, so it's really good. So trap. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. There we go. Mirror Force and Torrential Staples. 1 Solemn and 1 was it Magatama? I'm pretty sure they'll change the name when it comes out to like more English, like Japanese name. Anyways, 1 is good enough because it negates destruction, but it's kind of like Saber Hole where it's good, but you do not want to run like multiple copies of it. So 1 is more than sufficient. I deck tested it, and I believe that it's just a good number to run, and it's just really good. It allows you to open up for many plays. 1 Trap Stun instead of the MST because it shoots out meta much more, and 1 Teched Deep Prison because this deck still has a great vulnerability against Stardust Dragon. So this gets rid of the Stardust, and not to mention gets rid of any threats that really don't want to be there. Mainly be like the Stardust or the King Raya or some weird stuff like that. So 1 Tech Deep Prison is been working extremely well. And finally, another MVP of the deck, 2 Double-Edged Sword Techniques. A lot of the combo works off this card, and if you want to play 6 Sam, I want to play it well, learn how to use this card. It's like the game-winning card. I believe in 6 Sam is even stronger than Gom's E-Call. So this card is again the game-winning card of all times. So learn how to play this card. In my second video, I actually be talking a lot about this card, so definitely watch it. If you're interested in learning how to play 6 Samurais and what their strength and weakness are, definitely go and click on my second video, the second portion of this video, and I'll see you in part 2.